Fence's Poetry Project by Rohan, Ved, Shiv, Sachika, and Rohit.
Troy the infidel. His wife felt a deep sorrow as he shattered her. Troy versus his son. Corey despised his father, fighting for his pride. Days at home were long. Troy's character was likewise dark, mean, and careless. The mother was dead. Troy's baby was now hopeless. Rose's care saved her. They were sex objects, no emotional value. Troy did not know love. They had no money, staying in a bare brick house, living off Troy's work. Split in black and white, their lives were a lot harder, fighting for their rights. Times were tough for them, using baseball to escape. The game gave them joy. Football was his life. Troy did not want his dreams crushed. Corey had to quit. The 1950s. Black people didn't get jobs. Troy had to drive trucks. Troy might be cheating. Alberta's hips are comfy. Bono isn't pleased. Troy put a rooster in their beautiful backyard to catch other men. What was the game score? Why would Troy care about that? Wait, he was watching. Troy will be a dad of a child that's not Rose's. He is not sorry. Troy snaked Gabriel into an institution, then took his money.
Troy and his friend Bono are prison pals. They collect the town garbage every day. They are both married to their lovely gals. They talk about ball and how Troy used to play. Troy is bored and decides that he wants more, so he takes a risk and cheats on his wife. Alberta's fresh hips become very sore, and this therefore causes a lot of strife. The baby is born, but Alberta dies. Rose is nice enough to be its mother. Troy is now wifeless. He gets sad and cries, so he takes it out on his poor brother. Troy then fights Corey and loses his son. At the end, the heaven gates are open.
How in the world could you do this to me? A beautiful marriage of 18 years leads to all these unnecessary tears. You've broken this family, don't you see? You tried to explain, but I don't agree. All those times you went to drink your beers, when in fact you and her were saying cheers. Husband, we're as happy as can be. I don't forgive you for any of this. I am not sorry for you and the child. I'll be her guardian and not her spouse. From me, you'll never have another kiss. You have made our lives incredibly wild. So get your stuff and get out of this house.
The Limerick. Rose expresses her confusion as she screams in frustration. When asked if she'll stay with Rose, Troy completely froze. Maybe Alberta had nicer cushion. The Villano. Troy took a wrong turn and became aware of the uproar. Slowly becoming an unwanted man, he pleads to ride the train back to Rose and have her reopen her heart's door. In the old days, the train was what men called for, as it would represent a change in their lives when they didn't have a plan. Troy took a wrong turn and becomes aware of the uproar. He holds his illegitimate baby as he sings the song from times of war, making something from nothing as he thinks of a game plan. He pleads to ride the train back to Rose and have her reopen her heart's door. Troy instills the past into the present for his baby and his hope to restore. But Rose and Troy will never be the same as he made her feel less than. Troy took a wrong turn and becomes aware of the uproar. Will Rose bring him indoor, or will the train leave without him, as it is not a fit? Troy took a wrong turn and became aware of the uproar. He pleads to ride the train back to Rose and have her reopen her heart's door.
An athlete in his father's footsteps, Corey decides to play pro. Being offered a college scholarship, he requests Troy's permission to one day be a great footballer and represent the Blacks. Troy, a wall, blocks the path to his son's future. Like garbage dump, Troy was cast out of the Pro Baseball League. Wanting to avoid such a life for Corey, Troy thinks that his son will be safe if he gets a regular job. In the end, he destroys the relationship.
Troy opens his eyes to see the sun shining down on him. As he looks around, he sees endless opportunity. He rushes forward with excitement. Before he can get far, he is stopped by an obstacle. The obstacle stuns him and forces him to take many steps backward. As he looks in front of him to see what has forced him to stop, he sees large white fences. He attempts to use his strong legs to jump over the fences. Unfortunately, no matter how high he jumps, the fences are higher. He feels betrayed by those that built the white fences. A new feeling of independence intensifies within him. It pushes him to build his own fences around his own property. Years later, Troy opens his eyes again to see that a house, a wife, and children now give him company within the fences. He has built them high and strong so that none of his family members wander outside their boundaries. Troy dreams of when he was blocked out of the white fences every day. The feelings of independence that were created on that day are more intense than ever now. As his feelings intensify, he slowly begins to see a small gap in his fences. Beyond the gap, he sees a shadow who he recognizes by the name Alberta. As he looks at the shadow, the feelings of independence overwhelm him. They slowly overtake his body. Step by step, Troy slowly walks through the gap and out of the fences that he spent so long building. His family looks at him with sadness and regret as he leaves them behind.
Fences is a beautiful play that develops characterization, plot, setting, and relationships. It is creatively written and it is a joy to read. Expressing this play through poems allows us to uniquely summarize and reflect on the work of August Wilson. Thank you.